In a quiet village surrounded by green hills, there lived a young sculptor. He was neither rich nor famous. He lived in a small house and earned his living by making household objects from stone. But he carried a great dream in his heart. He wanted to create something so beautiful that it would be adored by everyone. One day the village priest came to meet him. A grand temple was being built in the village. The temple had been completed. However, one important thing was still missing: a beautiful statue for the temple. The priest said to the sculptor, "Can you create a statue for us?" The sculptor's eyes lit up. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for all his life. He immediately accepted the offer and said, "Sir, please give me a little time. I will find the right stone and create a statue suitable for the temple." Early the next morning, the sculptor packed his tools and entered a dense forest. He examined many stones, but some were too small, some were weak, and some were cracked. After several hours, he reached an old banyan tree. Beneath it lay a large white stone. He brushed the leaves away and examined it carefully. He tapped its surface gently and listened to the sound. His face brightened. "This stone is strong," he whispered. "A beautiful statue could be hidden inside it." He placed his chisel against the stone and struck it with his hammer. At once, a frightened voice cried, "Stop, please do not hit me." "It hurts terribly." The sculptor stepped back in surprise. He said, "I am not trying to destroy you. I want to shape you into a statue. The process will hurt, but the pain will not last forever." But the stone refused. "I do not want to suffer pain. Please leave me." The sculptor felt disappointed. He lowered his tools and said to himself, "I cannot shape a stone that refuses to be shaped." He kept searching for a suitable stone for hours. By evening, he reached a riverbank and noticed another strong stone of gray color. It was rough and partly covered with mud. "This stone may look ordinary," he whispered, "but something beautiful can be carved out of it." He struck the stone. A sharp end passed through it, but it remained silent. He struck it again and small pieces fell away from it. For a moment, the stone wondered, "Is he destroying me?" Then it remembered the sculptor's words. "Something beautiful can be carved out of this stone." The stone gathered its courage and decided to trust him. The sculptor worked for many days, and the sound of his hammer and chisel echoed through the forest. The stone was cut, scraped, shaped, and polished. Every strike caused pain to the stone, but it remained silent. At times it wanted to ask the sculpture to stop, but it reminded itself, "If I give up now, all the pain I have already faced will be wasted." Slowly, a face started to appear from the stone, followed by eyes, hands, clothing, and ornaments. After several weeks, the statue was finally completed. The next day, the morning sunlight fell upon the finished statue. Its face looked so peaceful and kind that it seemed almost alive. The sculpture returned to the village and told the priest about it. The next morning, all the villagers entered the forest with a decorated cart, flowers, drums, and music. When they saw the statue, they were amazed. They placed it on the cart, covered it with flowers, and carried it toward the village with great respect. On the way, they passed a banyan tree. The first stone saw the second stone on the decorated cart, while people showered flowers upon it. "That stone once looked more ordinary than I look," it thought. "Why is everyone honoring it?" Then it remembered the sculpture seller and became silent. The villagers installed the statue inside the temple, dressed it in fine clothes, decorated it with flowers, and offered prayers. A few days later, the priest said to the sculpture, "We also need a strong stone outside the entrance where people can break coconuts." The sculptor recommended the first stone and led several villagers back to the banyan tree. When the stone saw them, it felt excited. "Perhaps they have finally understood my value," it thought. "Maybe they will place me inside the temple too." The villagers tied rope around it and dragged it to the village. But instead of taking it inside, they placed it at the temple entrance. The next morning, people arrived with flowers, sweets, and coconuts. Inside the temple, they decorated the statue and bowed before it. Outside, they broke coconut against the first stone. "Bang!" the stone cried in pain. Before it could recover, another coconut struck it, and then another. This continued every day. Weeks passed. The statue inside received flowers and respect, while the stone outside received painful blows. One quiet night, the stone outside spoke sadly. "My friend, why is life so unfair? We both came from the same forest. People honor you, but they strike me every day." Why was I given such a painful life? The statue replied, "Our futures were not decided by luck." Do you remember when the sculptor found you? Yes, said the stone, but his blow was painful. I know, replied the statue. His blows hurt me too. I was struck thousands of times. Pieces were broken from me and I was cut, scraped, and polished. There were moments when I wanted to give up. Then why did you remain silent? Asked the stone. The statue replied, because I understood that he was not trying to destroy me. He was removing everything that stopped me from becoming what I could be. The statue continued, you chose comfort for a few moments. Now you face painful blows every day. I accepted temporary pain and it changed my future. If you had allowed him to shape you that day, you might have been standing here today listening to this. The stone finally understood the difference between them was not strength, appearance, opportunity, or luck. One had run away from the pain of growth, while the other had accepted it. One chose temporary comfort and received lasting pain. The other accepted temporary pain and received lasting honor. Life often shapes us through struggle, discipline, patience, and hard work. Every challenge that comes our way is not meant to break us, but to make us stronger. Pain is never easy, but sometimes it removes our weakness and brings out our true strength. Those who run away from difficulties may enjoy comfort for a short time, but they lose the chance to grow. And those who accept struggle and courage slowly becomes wiser, stronger, and more valuable. Success and respect are not given only to the talented, but to those who are ready to be shaped by life. Temporary pain can lead to lasting honor, while temporary comfort can lead to lasting regret. So, when life tests you, do not give up too soon. Maybe the pressure you feel today is preparing you for a greater tomorrow.